It is General Leia Organa Saturday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. This morning we're going to play with the latest iteration of All Good Ones Easy Meditation, and we're treating the All Good Ones simply as an archetype of the path of enlightenment. As you will see as we work our way through this text. Back in junior high in gym class, they taught us the first warm-up prior to the main event, and after it, to cool down, we're going to follow a similar pattern. The view of reality that supports letting go is the first fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Some would call it Mahayoga's wisdom warm-up. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all volleys of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief. This is a little tight if I remember correctly. So I'm going to adjust the font, and hilarity should ensue. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with all volleys of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors or similes. No, our job is not to strive to think our way to enlightenment, for that cannot be done. But what we can do is play with ideas that we are already familiar with in an effort to warm up our cerebral cortex's capacity to cooperate with our parasympathetic nervous system. The word may here is not an inference of supplication to an imaginary entity. We're simply playing with words to guide our own intention. The Buddha was fond of organizing all that could be perceived into the four categories of the circumstantial, the physical, the interpersonal, and the mental. We're going to start with circumstances whose monosyllabic synonym is lots. We're going to use mount, the verb mount, as a metaphor of interdependence. Why? Because complex animal life forms on this planet have evolved to think symbolically. That is exactly why there are figures of speech used in every culture. We're going to use the inferred verb absorb as a metaphor of interdependence. And just as a forester might use fire to fight fire, we're going to use self-centeredness to transcend self-centeredness. Please chant with me. May we see how all circumstances or lots could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. We now take all these words and allow them to coalesce into simply 6 syllables, which we divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. May we feel how May we feel how all bodies or forms could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. May we hear how all interpersonal speech could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. And now, one doesn't have to search very far when it comes to Buddhist books to stumble upon the word empty or emptiness. When viewed literally, it makes absolutely no sense. It only makes sense when viewed figuratively. Any English teacher will remind us that a simile is only as powerful as it is relatable. So on the very next page, we're going to explore a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void. Now, let us begin with the word may. May we feel how all perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling, and imagining minds could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although tantalizing to the eye, could be non-graspable to the hand. We now prepare to turn to the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, known as Hatha Yoga's mindfulness and meditation, after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friend, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. So, you know what? We'll just do that another time. I've done enough editing today. So, before class. That's why class began so late. So, Hatha Yoga's mindfulness and meditation can be likened to a luxury car that we simply do not wish to take off-roading. So, we're going to use Hatha Yoga's energy work as sort of like a highway upon which our mindfulness and meditation can travel. There are many forms of energy work. My favorite is Mudra Hatha Yoga, or finger-oriented energy work, which sounds delightfully salacious. So basically, we're going to use this finger-oriented energy work for three purposes. Number one, as a substitute for a timer, because timers aren't always available. Number two, as a way to manage our energy in a way that supports meditation. And number three, as a form of stimming, which is required for those of us who are neurodivergent. So we're going to play with 4 collections of 8 sets of 8 rounds. So allow me to go into greater detail using Jumbo Cam. A round is simply one inhalation and one exhalation. Every time we inhale, we can advance our right thumb thusly. Over the span of 12 breaths, we could move our right thumb accordingly. 1, 2, 3. Oopsie, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we want to count 8 sets of 8 rounds, so we enlist the help of our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 rounds, just like working out. Now, what we're going to do to keep track of which collection we're on. Right now, we're going to mark our first collection by resting the great knuckle, the base of our right little finger, upon the tip of our left little finger in our lap, palms up, that our thumbs might happily count creases. As a fringe benefit, we will be inviting subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Let me try something for a moment, see if this works okay. Excellent. Let's go over here and try it again, see if this works. Okay. This is an opportunity to make sure all the text fits on the screen. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. Oh, won't you please chant with me? The nudity of the octuple couple sporting and tantric union reminds us of the vulnerability so crucial in watching the antics of mind that is the mindfulness hidden within each inhalation and revealed by the demonstrative pronoun this. I see the editing opportunity. Yes, okay, so let's go over here and slide this bad boy up. Cowabunga. The key to mindfulness is to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, fleetingly mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. The easiest way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. The key to meditation is relaxing in harmony with our exhalation to such a degree that which we noticed during our previous inhalation to begin to feel fleetingly less solid, less permanent, and less defining. The easiest way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. Good morning and welcome to our live stream. We come now to our second collection of 8 sets of 8 rounds. To explain this further, I shall subject you to Jumbo Cam. A round is simply one inhalation and one exhalation working as a set. We can count rounds on our right hand. And in other words, every time we breathe in, we can advance our right thumb. And over the span of 8 breaths, we could articulate our thumb thusly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can count 8 sets of 8 rounds by enlisting the help of our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 rounds. And right now we've come to our second collection thereof, which we keep track of by resting the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger upon the tip of our left ring finger in our lap, palms up, that our thumbs might happily count creases. Now, if this seems grotesque or baroque, don't worry. Repetition is the mother of skill. Come to these live streams once every 12 hours, and within a week or two, you could master all the techniques therein. Okay. So as an extra added bonus, allow me to show you the energetic fringe benefit of using this hand placement or this knuckle placement, for it actually induces or invites the coalescence of our subtle energies at the navel region of our abdomen. Please chant with me. Whoopsie. This looks like an editing opportunity. Please bear with me. I do not mean to bore you, but I'm also very good at it. Okay. Where is the cutoff point? Okay. So here we go. And is graspability in the picture? It is. Okay. Aha. Oh, what a joy it is to edit in real time, he said sarcastically. Let's see if this fits. Almost. Okay, thank you for your patience. Let's chant. The translucence of the young mother and father depicted in paintings remind us of the fleeting experience of impermanence and non-graspability, so common to the relaxation and to the nature of mind that is meditation, hidden within each exhalation and revealed by the monosyllabic FREEBIES. So allow me to remind you that the essence of mindfulness is to notice in a very special way, to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly mind's antics of perception, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. The most efficient way of doing this is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. And what if meditation was simply relaxing in harmony with our exhalation in such a way as to cause that which we perceived during our previous inhalation to fleetingly feel a trifle less solid, less permanent, and even less defining? The easiest way to do this is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. I'm going to angle the camera so you can see what my hands are doing, hopefully. Okay, there I am. We come now to our third collection, or I should say our third of 4 collections of 8 sets of 8 rounds. Excuse me. The easiest way to count this is as follows. A round is simply 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation. We can advance our right thumb during each inhalation, and over the span of 8 inhalations, we could articulate our thumb thusly: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to accumulate 8 sets of 8 rounds, and so we enlist the help of our left hand to count not rounds but sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 8 rounds. Now, I mentioned that we're in the process of gathering our third of 4 collections. We keep track of our collections on our knuckles, specifically by resting the great knuckle at the root of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger in our lap. As an extra added bonus, doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce at our heart. Please chant with me. Whoops, it looks like I have yet another editing opportunity. All right, here we go. Things moving right along, somewhat. Whoop, that did not turn out as planned. Let's go back the way things were. Fabulous. If only life was that simple, if you know what I mean. Okay. Let's drag this bad boy up and see how it fits on the screen. A little bit more to the right. Well, that did not work. Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you for your patience. Come, let us chant. The beauty of Kuntu Sangpo Yabyum reminds us of the highest love, which is not the product of contrite focus or analysis, but rather the spontaneous side effect of the mindfulness and meditation that calm our anxious and aggressive amygdala and stimulate our empathetic anterior cingulate gyrus. Oh, here's an idea. This won't work with 36, but could it work with 33? Doing so will cause an editing debacle. Nope, that won't do it. Okay, here we go. And I get to adjust the display. So, in essence, the key to mindfulness is all about noticing. Vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly, mind's antics of perception. You know, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emoting, intending, reasoning, recalling, and imagining. The easiest way to do this is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. Meditation is all about relaxing in harmony with our exhalation to such a degree that which we perceived during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel a little less solid, a little less permanent, and a little less defining. The easiest way to do this is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. So I'm going to adjust the camera in an effort for you to make it easier for you to follow along with the finger work. All right, welcome aboard. We come now to the fourth of 4 collections of 8 sets of 8 rounds. I'd like to explain what it means in greater detail. So I'm going to tap button 4, which is Jumbo Cam. A round is simply 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation. That's all. Kind of like doing a bench press. The weight goes up, the weight comes back down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So on our right hand, we advance the tip of our right thumb during each inhalation. Over the span of 8 inhalations, we could articulate our right thumb thusly, beginning with our little finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pay no attention to the background noise, it's purely temporary. On our left hand, we count sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this gives us 8 sets of 8 rounds. As I mentioned, we are now on our 4th collection. We keep track of that with our knuckles. Specifically, in this case, we're going to rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of our left index finger in our lap, palms up so our thumbs can happily count creases. A fringe benefit of doing so is that our subtle energies are gently invited to coalesce at our crown. I'm going to, so please chant with me. Let's do a quick. The stability with which God blew Samantha Badra sits, and the abandon with which Scott Cloud White Samantha Badra. That should be an I. And the abandon with which Cloud White Samantha Badri sports reminds us of the scented spontaneity with which her choices, utterances, and deeds could flow in the effortless effort of the sixfold of the Buddha's eightfold path. So, my friends, in essence, the late teacher Tulku Thondup taught that mindfulness is simply watching the antics of mind, noticing vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly mind's antics of perception, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. The easiest way to do this is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. The late Chagdud Tulku taught that meditation was simply relaxing into the nature of mind to such a degree that which we perceived during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel a trifle less solid, less permanent, and even less defining. The easiest way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. Whoopsie, that is a typo. During each exhalation. So what I'm going to do is angle the camera so you can follow along with my hand gestures or mudras. So I'm going to adjust as best I can. Okay. We now switch gears from from silent meditation to mantra meditation. Or mantra meditation comes in 3 phases: explaining the meaning of the mantra, 5 sets of mantra meditation, followed by 4 sets of mantra loving kindness. Please chant with me. I invoke teachers of action, meditation, and Hung Vu the Benza Tantric. Guru teachers pay my enlightenment and siddhi abilities, whom may be mastered by all. No worries. So how does this work? During the inhalation, silently and mentally we can recite, relaxing into this. What's this? This is whatever sensory data pierces our sphere of awareness. It could be a sight, a sound, a sensation, a flavor, a scent, or the like. It could be an emotion, an intention, a thought, a memory, or an imagining. It could be anything upon the spectrum of perception, from the external to the internal, from the physical to the mental, from the pleasurable to the painful, from the interesting to the boring, from the glorious to the grotesque. We choose not to indulge our controlling tendencies and select what to focus upon. Instead, we practice the courage of vulnerability. Whatever comes, we allow it to come. Whatever stays, we allow it to stay. Whatever goes, we allow it to go. During our exhalation, silently, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 12-syllable mantra 3 times per breath. Now here's the secret. If this is your first time hanging out with me or hanging out with me, give yourself permission to have a learning curve. The most important thing is not the speed of recitation or the beauty of your chanting. The most important thing is that you notice as you breathe in and relax as you breathe out. Something that might help you is this. During each inhalation, let's try this again. We shall count on 1 finger per breath, and we shall count upon each set of creases per repetition. Allow me to demonstrate as we perform our first of 9 sets of 12 repetitions. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 We keep track of our second of 9 collections of 12 repetitions by gingerly touching the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger, resting our left hand upon our left thigh. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Guru Me Maziri Hum. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. We come to our third of 9 collections of 12 repetitions, which we keep track of by touching the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left middle finger, resting our left hand upon our left thigh, which causes our subtle energies to coalesce at our heart. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 We keep track of our fourth of 9 collections of 12 repetitions by gingerly touching the tip of our left thumb to our left ring finger, resting our left hand upon our left thigh, thus inviting our subtle energies to coalesce at the navel region of our abdomen. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 We keep track of our fifth of 9 collections of 12 repetitions by gingerly resting the tip of our left thumb upon the tip of our left little finger, resting this left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hum. 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 Thus far, we began with wisdom's warm-up. We proceeded with silent mindfulness and silent meditation, as well as mantra meditation. And now we close this morning's practice with Mahayoga's compassionate cool down, also known as mantra loving kindness. Why do we do this? For loving kindness comprises 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. We could keep track of our 6th of 9 collections of 12 repetitions by continuing to rest the little finger of our left hand to touch the little finger of our left hand to its thumb, while resting our left hand upon its left thigh, thus gently inviting our subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. May we be a font of blessing for all upon who we think or who think of us. May all minds of all beings now be as peacefully enlightened as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a tikle, one syllable seed or bija mantra. So this is an editing opportunity. Let's quickly hit 33 and see if that helps. It appears to. I'm going to have to adjust the display. Cowabunga. Om Mahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hung. 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 The mental morality of kind intention is the second fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. We could keep track of our 7th of 9 collections of 12 repetitions by touching the tip of our left thumb to our left ring finger, resting our left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce at the navel region of our abdomen. May we be a font of blessing for all who we listen to, speak to, or speak of, and for all who listen to us or speak to us or speak of us. Whoops, wrong one. Splendid. May all relationships or speech of all beings know be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha speech symbolized by a multisyllabic mantra. Om Ahum Bin Suguru Me Maziri Hung. Om Ahum Bin Suguru Me Maziri Hung. Om Ahum Bin Suguru Me Maziri Hung. I think we can all agree that during a time when sexism, racism, classism, homophobia, fascism, exploitation, jingoism, and genocide are running rampant, universal love might be a good thing. Om Ahum Bin Suguru Me Maziri Hung. 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 We keep track of our 8th of 9 collections of 12 repetitions by gingerly touching the tip of our left thumb to our left middle finger, resting our left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce at our heart. May we be a font of blessing for all who we touch or who touch us. Together. May all bodies or forms of all beings know ensure the beautiful health represented by Buddha's statuary, depicting the blissful body of a real or imagined yet dominant type of enlightenment such as Kunju Zangpo. Om Ahum Bin Suguru Me Maziri Hung. 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 At last we come to our 9th of 9 collections of 12 repetitions, which we keep track of by touching the tip of our left thumb to the tip of our left index finger, and resting that left hand upon our left thigh. Doing so gently invites our subtle energies to coalesce at our crown. May we be a font of blessing for all who we see or who see us. May all circumstances or lots of all beings know have the safe fortune or boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or Vati. Om Ahum Benzo Guru Me Maziri Hun. 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 The circumstantial morality of kind commerce is the fifth fold of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. I hope you found this to be beneficial. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 9.5 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.